and with a few examples of innovation and all. So before that, let me before starting the session, let me share the slide. Just a minute, sir. Just a minute, because it was completely. Yeah. I think now the slide is visible, sir. So the slide is visible. Yeah. So innovation and entrepreneurship, that's a topic that we are going to see. So now why this topic is very important, because I want to make this session as a what's called as a dialogue session, wherein I would like to ask certain questions regarding these things. What do you understand by the term innovation? Because we used to have the word like invention and innovation, and what makes a difference in innovation? Can anyone can answer? Okay, so what is invention and what is innovation? That we are going to see that. For example, if you identify or if you make an invention which is introduced in the world, or we can say by creation or by designing or by discovering anything, first time in the world, or first for the first usage, then it is called as an invention. For example, Thomas Alva Edison invented the bulb, and James Watt invented the steam engine. Like this, we can say that Michael Faraday, battery, all these things are all inventions. But innovation is something different, which is derived from this thing, which is a slight modification, or we can say that slight additional, adding a value to the products, and making it marketable, and that fulfills the needs of the customer. So the basic thing that differs from the invention and innovation is actually, in invention, we don't know what will be the final result, but actually in innovation we can know what is the final result, and it starts from the problem recognition. For example, any product, if you are using it, you may be having certain problem, and for which you need a solution, and for which we make certain modification or certain additional values to the product that gives an innovation. So for example, you can see this picture. So we know very well that the best invention in the world, the first number one invention in the world is the wheel. We can say we don't know who has invented it, because we don't know who has, because it has been in the use for the past 3,000 to 4,000 years back. We have been using this wheel because the people thought that why can't we make something like for a movement which is in the form of a circular shape, and that they made it as a what is called as a roller or something like that, and that we don't know who has invented it, but still we make this invention and we use the invention for making a certain innovation. For example, this wheel previously it was used to grind or for making a movement, but now you can see this without this wheel, which is used in many articles, like for example in two-wheelers, in cars, in fact in industries, wherever you go. Normally, this wheel is very much used as an innovation, and still the innovation continues, because we have bigger wheels, smaller wheels. We have what is called as even in the typewriter also we call it as a pinion wheels, and all these things. So all these things are nothing but the. Sir, any disturbance, sir? Okay. If there is any doubt, let them ask the question, sir. No problem. So innovation is adding the value. For example, when Ford invented the car, it was not so much. It doesn't had much development in this case. But actually, you can see that now we have innovation, and we use high-speed cars with the more luxurious items, and all these things are because we used to see that there are certain problems in using that product, and every development, stage by stage development, it creates an innovation to to the product. So innovation, you should understand what is the difference between invention and innovation. Then only you can understand this thing. For example, this was the first cycle it was been introduced in the world. That means that just to make a movement by own, so a person can sit and he can write it. Sir, pardon, sir. Oh, okay. I think let us not go for the what's called as a slide share, sir. Okay. So this is the third slide. This is the third slide. You can see that invention which has created which was invented as a roller, or we can say that's a circular thing in the form of wheel. And now we use this wheel in the various manufacturing industries and every industries that has the basic thing of invention, and we make a lot of changes by making innovation. And this is we can say that difference between the invention and innovation. See, this was the first thing, that the first picture shows the invention of a cycle, wherein the people used to had a lot of problems because they cannot sit, they cannot hold it, they cannot have a balance, all these things. And now every cycle, you can see that slowly it has developed in the bigger wheel. You can see that the bigger wheel on the front side and the smaller wheel on the back side, and people cannot balance a cycle like this. But later on stages, what happened, in order to solve this problem and also to meet the needs of the requirements of the customers or even consumers, so they made a lot of what's called some modification to suit the values by giving a value addition for the invention. For example, the right hand side pictures, you can see this. The cycle, which is a high speed cycle, we can say it's a gear cycle, but you can use this. Now gear cycle is also available, and which can travel up to 60 to 80 kilometers per speed. All these things are available because of this innovation. So now we go for the definition of innovation. So what is innovation? Innovation is a new idea. For example, any idea which may be implemented in the existing product, or it may be in the form of a new product for any, for example, for solving a problem. It may be a method, or it may be a practice, or it may be any design, or whatever it may be, where the second condition it has to satisfy is it should be made in the form of a goods or services. It should be made in the form of a product or in the form of a services that creates a value, because it should have a value. What does it mean? A product which is made into innovation must be marketed properly, must have a market value. Then only the innovation, the success of innovation can be made. And for example, the innovation, initially any product which is available in the market for the first time, normally it will have a cost. With the cost of the product will be more. But what happened? Even then, if it is a new product, if it has a lot of advantages, or if it has some modifications on this thing, then the people will be willing to pay this product. We will pay the price accordingly. Okay, sir. Now you can see this, because this is the thing which you always commonly you can come across. I think Yepan sir will know about these things, because nowadays the people, the younger generation may not know about the top 4 positions or 4 products. Previously in the villages and all, even during our 70s and 80s and all, you can see this. People used to cook with the help of some what is called some woods and all, which is collected from the forest, which normally they used to purchase, and they used to cook with the help of this thing with the bricks and all. Even in some of the temples, you can see this for pongals and all celebrations and all, they use this thing. That was a thing, and they had a problem. What is the problem? Because availability of the forest firewood, availability, and moreover, it causes a lot of smokes, which causes a lot of disturbances for cooking, and there may be a lot of chances for contamination, hygiene, all these things. And later they invented the wick stove. This is the second one. The second one is the wick stove, wherein you can see this, you can use a kerosene, and there will be a lot of around some 24 wicks or 12 wicks or 24 wicks will be there. And people used to have this. I think this type of stoves and all, you can see this, it was more prominent during the 80s and 90s. And later on stages, what happened? This wick stoves also had a problem, like because you cannot cook very faster, and there are a lot of smokes also there, and you have to change the wick. That will cause a lot of damages, that will cause a time consumption, all these things. And later this problem has been solved with the help of a pump stove, the third one. And in that pump stove also, you can see that there are a lot of technical failures over there, and sometimes because of pressure, it cannot withstand the pressure, or sometimes what happens, this may also cause a lot of problem because you cannot store more kerosene. Normally it can store only 1 to 1.5 liters of kerosene where you can use it for 1 day, and you have to change the kerosene daily. So later on stages, they invented the fourth one, wherein and moreover, in order to prevent the pressure, they have this type of stoves. There's a fourth one in the which is in the blue color. And later on stages, they introduce what is called as, in order to overcome all these problems, then they introduce this gas stove. This gas stove, normally it is I think during 80s and all, it was very famous. And this gas stove also it was very useful. And nowadays the gas stove is being prevailed even all over the India, in Tamil Nadu also. But what happens in this case, in this gas stove also, the problem is you have to wash it, and moreover, it cannot be clean. Moreover, there is a lot of accumulation of dust and all. So cleaning and in the burner as well as in the pipe becomes a problem. And later on, says they want to have a change in the design, and that design they change into a glass top stove. And apart from this, the final invention is with the fireless cooking can be done with the help of what is called as this prestige, like brands which is available, like a solar gas stove, or even for what is called as induction stove, where you cannot, there is no need, there is no chance of burns, or you can prevent the burns, and you can easily cook, and also there is no chance of fire and all these things. So that means that you can see that because if you see that the first one, wick stove is an invention, but later on stages, all these products are all innovation. A small changes, a small modification for the problems, and trying to give a solution for the problems. So these are the things that can see this in the form of cooking stuff. Then this is the one. The next picture you can see this. I think the first thing it's one type of handmade wet grinders. In Tamil we say that's artural. I think normally they used to say, the people used to study like in Tamil books and all. Who say ural like this, who for ural like this, they used to say. Nowadays I think many of the people, they don't use this thing because you see this type of this rocky grinders, they used it during the period of 1970s to 80s, and now what happened, and that was a very big exercise for women. And now what happened, they had a lot of pain, and moreover it was open, you cannot grind it in a closed area. There is also a lot of chance of contamination. So they want some comfortability, and in order to provide comfortability, they invented they innovated for example, in the case of this rocky grinders, you can see this the pillar like things. No, this will rotate and the rocky grinder will be stable. But whereas in the case of this thing, they thought in an innovative way. So keeping this what is called as the rocky pillar stable, and the grinder of the rocky grinders rotates. So this was the first thing we called as a wet grinder. And later on stages also, you see that a lot of problems with this wet grinders, because you have to stand. People who used to take the duff from the wet grinders, they used to what is called as damage their hands and all by taking the duff. All these problems are there. So later on stages, they want to have a very compact thing which can be kept on the table. So we had a tabletop grinder, and now the advanced stages is, now we can say that's the tilting wet grinder, wherein there is no need to take the duff, and in order to have a hygiene product, you can have this tilting wet grinder. So I think everything is clear, sir. Is there any doubts on this thing, sir? Is there any clarification? Yeah. And the next one, sir, because these are the products normally I have seen all these products in my lifetime. And apart from this, now the other innovation from this tilting wet grinder is, anyone can guess? Anyone? Nowadays, the duff, the idli duff, as well as the dosa duff is available in the market readily. There is no need for a grinder at all. Am I right, sir? People who are going for who are office goers, who want to doesn't want to grind the what's called rice or dal or something like that. So they purchase, now it is available readily. But it is not an innovation of a grinder, but it is innovation of the process. Okay. So next is, this is the one more example I can add. There is a televisions during this because during my childhood days I used to see this. There are like a double door televisions were there. The famous brands like Crown, Dynora, Solidaire. I think we used to watch the cricket. This thing, it's a black and white TV, the first one. Later on stages during 85s and all 80s to 90s, they invented this the color television. At that time only they have actually the Doordarshan was visible all over Tamil Nadu. and they started a second channel and all. That time there was no private channels. I think the first private channels they started in 1989, I think so. So like Sun TV, it was started in 1991. After that, this also had some problem because you can see that it will occupy many more spaces in the house. There will be a big doom will be there, and there is accumulation of dust. All these things you cannot clean, and moreover, the picture was in black and white. And later on suggests that even though it is available in color, the picture will not be clear, and there will be some antennas that if there is any problem, you have to change the direction of the antenna towards the what's called TV station. All these problems were there. And later on stages they had this what's called as the core model type of TV, wherein the switch is at the bottom. There is no so there is, it will not occupy much of the spaces and all. And now the invention to the core, we can say the advancement in technology, we can say the innovation, wherein the people are having a very good clarity of pictures, and now the curved television is also available, wherein you can have a 180-degree vision with the help of this LED and LCD TVs. So these, I think, this is the we can say the from 1930s the different type of television on how it was looking like. And now currently after 2010 there was a lot of curved televisions are also available, and still we can see that the invention is continuing with that. So now we have understood that the innovation, how this innovation has transformed this, because you can see that in 1930 the TV was looking like a big what's called as article, but now it is compact. You can carry with the help of a hand. And even the first computer, it was occupying more space in the house. And later on, you can see that now it is the computer is available in what's called as in the hand. So everything is we can say that the innovation, but means that any innovation which is made from the invention or by the development of the product or any services normally is marketable. For example, if we say that in the previous picture, this Dynora, Solidaire, Crown, Allwyn, all these TVs are available in the what's called as the black and white TV. But now you can see that all these brands have vanished. It is not in the market at all. That time, even new brands are coming, like what's called as the Sony, like LG. All these brands are new, and you can see that the people who are able to adopt these innovations and modification for better what is called as a customer satisfaction, normally they go for this type of products. So innovation means that it is not just giving a product, it should satisfy the customer requirements, as well as it should also give a market value, wherein the people, or even you can say the entrepreneur who is manufacturing or who is marketing this product definitely should have an idea to market this product. Then only it becomes an innovation. So a good example I can give this thing, sir. This is actually, you can see that, sir, the first picture is a stump. I think during 80s and all, when there was a 5 days match, normally there will be 1 day gap in between. Normally it will happen the 5 days cricket match. We call it as a test match. During Gavaskar, Shrikant, Mahendra Amarnath period and all, you can see that the stump is out. Normally it is yellow in color. And normally people used to, even I used to watch the 5 days match continuously. That was the time. But now, what happened? Can anyone guess what will be the problem with this wooden stump? Why we have to change for a glistening stump? Anybody? I want some interaction, sir, please, because that will be giving what is called as a boost for us. Any interactions, please? Any students or any faculties? What is the necessity? Why you should change it? What is the invention or what is the innovation in these things? Anybody, sir? You can unmute and you can ask you can guess the answer. Why you need an innovation in this thing? Because it's already a cricket play. It's already a cricket game. Wherein why you need an innovation, and what made to innovate a glistening stump? Why?
Sir, even for a small touch, no, it will glow. The lights are there in the new.
That's correct, sir. But my question is, why there is a need? Anyone? Okay, no problem, sir. So I'll explain. Because what happens, during this wooden stumps and all, when there was a chance of run out, normally runouts and or even stumping, that time and all, I think during this 85, 86 and all, there was no third umpire. If the umpire says yes, yes out means he has to go. That's all. Lot of what's called as wrong decisions were given for the what's called as runouts, stumping and all, and we could not trace out the thing. And later they had the third umpires also. That time also, what happened? You cannot find out. You cannot find out the exact what is called as the stumping time, the seconds in milliseconds. You cannot find out the things, and the third umpire also was finding it struggling for that. And one such mechanical engineer, he was he was viewing the cricket in Australia. His name is Eckerman, Bronte Eckerman. What he does, there was some controversy for the idea. It gave an idea to him. That means that why can't we make a solution for this problem? The problem is we cannot identify the exact millisecond, or we cannot identify at what time the what's called the batsman is reaching the crease or something like that. So they had these things, and what happened? He made with his own idea. He made what's called as a glistening stump. We call it as the glowing stump, and it's we can say that he has made a patent on this product. He has utilized his IPR, intellectual property rights, and he registered his intellectual property rights and made a patent for more than 150 countries. He has taken patent for more than 150 countries. And what is this thing is, he can use this design, he can get the royalty for this design by charging 25 lakhs. 25 lakhs for this stump, for a pair of stumps. And now, you see, that's the value of the innovation. It's just a stump. For us, it is just a stump. But for him, he designed this product and he marketed this product. And now you can see that wherever you go, normally you use this glowing stump. So you see the value of innovation. His idea was valued. He got the patent rights. And apart from this, he also gets the income and became a multi-billionaire. He became a multi-billionaire. So this is a good example. So his name is the illuminating stumps is called as, you can say, the Bronte Eckerman, which was an Australian mechanical designer. So he is the person who made these stumps. On the left hand side, you can see this. It's nothing but the famous what is called as the wicket keeper, well-known wicket keeper during 80s and all is Syed Kirmani during the first World Cup in 1983. But you can see that the right hand side, the Dhoni, which is well known for his stumping and run out. Now we are able to what's called as to find out that exact millisecond of stumping it, and now there is a solution for this problem. So it was introduced in during IPL matches. Even now you can see that all IPL matches they use this stump, and still also he is getting this pattern. But this is not the end. If there is some problem, if anyone wants to find the solution with their own idea, you can develop this product and make an additional patent. You can claim it as a patent. You can register as a patent by your innovation, and you can market this product. You can also become a billionaire. So this is what is the advantages of innovations. Now we are going for this type of innovation, because you may ask the question, what are the different type of innovation? Why this is so important? So it is based on the we can say the market and technology that we adapt. For example, if it is an existing market, existing technology, we call it as an incremental innovation. If it is an existing market and a new technology, you can say it is a disruptive innovation. That means that the product totally will vanish. Incremental innovation is something like adding some additional values, adding some what is called as some additional benefits, adding some additional services. All these things are incremental. It's incremental means adding the product are same, the market is also same, but only thing is we are making an innovation to find out the solution for a problem. The disruptive innovation is totally the product is gone. You cannot find the product in the market. That means that the market is same. The people are using the product, The people are using for the purpose, but the product will be different. The third one is actually we call it as a existing technology, but in a new market. You have the same existing technology, but it is used in a new technology. And the fourth one is entirely different. It is something like invention. We can say that the technology is also different. The technology is also new, as well as the market is also new. That means that identifying a new product for a new market. So these are the different type of innovation. So we are going for in detail first. So I think this is a good example of incremental innovation. You can see that the shaving razor. I think in 1970s and 80s and all, there was no twin blade. There was no twin blade. There was well-known company like I think Ayappan sir will know about this. There are certain brands like Panama, Ashoka, Silver Prince. All these brands were there. So we used to fit a blade. Nowadays, I think the blade are used to use only for sharpening the pencil. I don't think many people people use this thing. This is an old one, and you have to insert a blade, and you have to tighten it, and you have to take a shave, and there will be double-edged blade. So what was the problem in that? There was a problem. Then only there was a chance, because many people they had cuts on their faces, because they had if you have some what's called as some rough surface, or if you shave it with an increase in the speed or something like that, if you move it forward or reverse, normally there are a lot of chance of cuts. So that was a problem mainly faced, and slowly the what's called as the blade companies like Gillette and Wilman, that was a company we used at 7 o'clock, because even 7 o'clock also they introduced the form of a normal blade, double-edged blade only. So later they introduced what's called as a twin blade, and you can see that twin blade now. Or what was the problem in that twin blade? You cannot fold it, you cannot turn it. So what happens? There is an accumulation of what's called as cut hairs. All these things were the problem. So they found a solution with the 3 blades, because sometimes you can see that in marketing the shaving razor and all, they say that there are 6 blades like Gillette, something like a new brand which is available with the 6 blades. Even though if you left out with the small pieces, it will cut down for smooth shave. So now we can see that now even we can say that there are some introduction of razors with blades, and we can have a cartridge, separate cartridge. It is available separately. And sometimes you say that because you can, what happens? You cannot no need to clean it because previously there was the separate cartridge was not available, and they introduced a cartridge for replacement, and no need to clean it. Just you can throw it away. And now you can see that there are certain companies that they claim you can have 360 shaves with a single razor. Previously, normally in the old razor type model, you cannot have more than 3 shaves. After that, they introduced a twin blade where you can have some 6 to 7 shaves. After that, you have to throw it away. It was costing around some 25 rupees, 30 rupees that time. And later, now you can see that there are certain blades which is they claim that you can have a smooth shave for more than 360. How is it possible? Because they made an innovation. They tried to solve the problem of the consumers, and they market this product. So it is a step by step. You can see that it is a step. It's not come. It has not changed just from a double-edged blade to the 6 blades. It has just started with a double-edged blade. Slowly, it has transformed into a twin blade, then 3 blades, and after that, folding razors, and for razors with what's called as some solutions. If you just shave it, the solution will release. And later on, now you can see that there are a lot of brands available which is having a 6 blades for a smooth shave. This is one type of existing technology, because the technology is same. It is just a razor, and the market is also same. It is used only with the men. So normally you can see that the technology is the same. There is no change in the process, but there is a change in the design. There is an innovation in the design. So next one is the disruptive innovations, wherein you can see that you will agree with me. Now you cannot see the first 3 products. And I think still after this pen drive also, there are a lot of things like microchips are available. Just you can, because that time wherein product disruptive innovations have this, it's nothing but that new technology, new design, new product formation, but the usage is same. For example, the first one is we call it as a gramophone record. I think during 70s, 80s and all, you can see that even in the theater also they advertise like this thing. You can what is called as, you can hear the songs in gramophone records like this, echo records or something like that. It is costly, and people normally, you can see that for even in villages and all during 80s and all, they used to have these gramophone records that was available. Normally it will rotate. You can hear the song. You can listen to the song for only to 6 to 10 songs only, and it will, you have to turn it back, and you can see that there will be a lever will be there. You have to drive the speed. If you drive the speed more, then the song will move very faster. If you drive the lever slowly, the song will be very slow. You cannot drive. So you have to drive in such a way that you have to listen the music properly. That was a problem. So later they invented what is called as electronic gramophone records, where there is no need for lever, and slowly it has transformed. And that time, the one company we can say that the TDK, it was the first company, TDK and the CD. It was a company they introduced in the form of a tape recorder. Normally, this tape recorder has been transformed into a two-in-one. I think during 80s and 90s and all, every house will have a two-in-one. That means that a tape recorder with a radio. You can record the radios. You can record the songs from the radio directly into the tape recorder, and there will be a cassette. That cassette, you can see that it will have both sides. You can play both sides. There will be, you can hear the songs, almost some 18 songs, because it will run around 90 minutes. Normally 60 minutes one cassette is there, 90 minutes one cassette is there. And what was the problem with this cassette? It was good. There was an introduction of a stereo. That time that was only the speaker is mono. Then they introduced a speaker with what is called as a speaker, dual speakers. That time it was not digital speakers. So slowly it also had certain problems, like for example, even that time we used to record the glimpses and voices of our child, and now you can see that you cannot hear, because totally the tape recorder has gone out of the market. There is no tape recorder, there is no two-in-one. Normally what happens now, you can see that the usage of CD also has gone. Normally this tape recorder and the cassette, we call it as what is called as a cross elasticity in economics. We can say that. That means that the one product demand increases, the other product demand also increases, like a shoe and socks, like a coffee and tea. So what happens? This tape recorder, totally it has a problem, because when there is it gets stuck in the motor. Normally the tape will come out, and you have to cut down, and there will be a breakup, and lot of dust will be there. All these problems were then the tape recorder. It was very heavy to carry. And later on stages, this tape recorder has given a way for the Walkman. People normally, you can see that in one of the film, you can see this like a boys of a Shankar film. So you can see that the boys will be listening to music with the help of a Walkman. And now, how many people are using this Walkman? Nobody. So the Walkman has gone. So the new technology, the market is same. Only thing is the market is listening music or hearing music. But now what happened to the technology? The gramophone has gone. Nobody is using the gramophone. The tape recorder has gone. The Walkman has gone. And later on stages, they introduced the word CD, and it was developed into the MP3, then DVD. All these things they used to hear, and they used to have all the things you can record. Even some 300 songs, 400 songs, you can record it in the CD. You can have it. But what was the problem in this thing? The CD, you have to carry. Moreover, if there is some scratches, you cannot hear the songs. All these problems were there. And now there is introduction of a pen drive or even microchip, which can even with a small, what is called as a pen drive or a microchip, you can have songs up to 10,000, even more than that. So now nobody in the what's called in this world using the CD player for listening to a song, or any direct what's called as a direct soft copies. They use this song. They used to listen to this song. So this is one type of a disruptive innovation. Disruption means that means a vanishing, completely vanishing the product. The market will be there. The new product, nobody will use it. So this is one good example of this disruptive innovation. The third one is architectural innovation, wherein the technology is existing and the new market. That means that the same technology, but it is used in other market. One good example is given us in the form of a NASA's research center. Normally, we can say that the NASA Research Center was trying to what's called as a prepare or improve, develop a, what's called as a foam in order to absorb shock for astronauts. For example, when they go for an astronomical expedition, normally they should absorb the shock. So they prepared a cushion, but now it was actually the technology is same cushion, but now where they are using it in the pillows. Now it is developed in the form of a foam. Previously, the technology is same, the foam, but previously it was used in the sky. It was used in the space research in the aircraft cushions in order to absorb the sound, acoustics. But now it is used in the houses in the form of a foam, like pillows, or we can say that in the form of a beds also like this. So this is one type of innovation. But here also you should understand that there is a problem and the problem is a solution. Normally during this olden days and all, we used to have this. Sir, okay, I make okay, sir. Just a minute, sir. Is it visible, sir, now? Yeah, yeah. So actually, the problem is okay. I'll make it a full screen, sir. Just a minute, sir. Because the problem is I made it animations in this thing, sir. So because of this animation, what happens? Because of this animation, it is not visible. It is not. It is, I'm not able to share it. Okay. So this is a good example of architectural innovations. So that means that the technology is same, but they are using it in a different market. One good example is the standalone copiers. Normally we used to take a Xerox copies. Normally, if you want to take a printout, you have to take a printing. There will be a printing machine will be there. You have to take a copies from the Xerox machine. But now you can see that from the system itself, you can take a photocopies. Previously, what happens? You have to take a hard copy. You have to go to the Xerox center. You have to take a copy. Now, all these things are you can make it in the form of a desktop photocopiers. So that is existing technology in a new market. So this is one good example. We can say that. So the last one is radical innovations. Radical innovations is nothing but we can say that like a new market with a new technology, wherein the usage is also new. We can say it's something like an invention. The first picture says that means that it involves a creation of a technology and a business model. The first picture is actually the first invented flight. We can say that aeroplane flight, which was invented by Wright brothers. It was a very big failure because they both fell down. So later they found out what was the problem in that, and later on stages they made a lot of developments, and now you can say. But the first one is a radical innovation. The second one is actually the second instrument is nothing but can anyone guess what is the instrument? What is the invention? It is nothing but the telephone. First invented telephone. So it was an invention. Now actually you can say that new technology, new market means the mobile phone is a new technology, radical innovation. The mobile phone is a radical innovation because the usage is you want to have a contact with the people, you have to do all work within in the hand. So the mobile phone is one type of radical innovation. The third one is actually the steam engine, which was invented by James Watt. And the fourth one is the bulb, which was invented by Thomas Alva Edison. So this was the first one. But now you can see this. But this was the first initiation. That means a new technology is adopted. Because previously they used to have the lamp and all with the help of a candle and all. Now the lamp is actually available with the help of electricity. So I think that people will know. Now the next thing is, I think the next slide I'll show that. People may agree with me. What is this? The first one is a camera. The second one is a Walkman, which I told you already. That means that if you want to take a picture, I think Ayyappan sir will know that there was two companies like Kodak and Konica during the 90s, 80s and all. You have to take you have to purchase a film roll, and you have to, after taking the photograph, you have to take it from the camera. You have to develop in the lab. and it will take some 1 or 2 days for taking a printout. There will be a film will be there. Normally it is costly because the film roll itself, it was costing around 105 rupees that time. That is during 1985 to 90s, 95. That time and all, everyone, you can see that lot of color labs, lot of studios were using this Kodak and Konica films. And that was, you need a camera for that. It was costing around 10,000, 15,000 like this. But now it has totally, you can see that there is a digital camera. There is no need for inserting, for taking a roll. Just a small, what is called as we consider a soft disk, we can say a disk which can record, and you can delete the photos, you can add the photos, you can crop the photos, all these things. And now the second one is a Walkman, normally used to listen to music. But here also the problem is you can listen only with the help of a CD, what is called as audio cassettes. Audio cassettes, you can listen to some eight songs or 10 songs. And the problem with this, what is called as this Walkman is the battery. Normally, if you use the battery for 2 hours, the entire battery will go down. Then you have to purchase a new battery. And later on says the battery also has had innovation. That means that rechargeable batteries. The third one is a telephone. Now it's this, I think, we can say during the 1980s and all, a person, a house which having the telephone is considered to be a royal one. That means that if you want to make a call, you have to make a call. You have to request the people for neighbor, or sometimes what happens, you have to book a trunk call, which takes 1 day for these things. And the fourth one, you know very well, the computer. And the fifth one is a compass, which gives a direction. The sixth one is actually the radio. You can see this is a radio. The seventh one is watch. And the eighth one is a post. Normally it represents a post. But now, all this transformation is available with a single product, mobile phone. Am I right? Now, what more you can do? What more you need? With the help of a mobile, Android mobile, you can take a picture, you can take a geotag photographs, you can find out the location, you can find out you can listen to the songs, you can see videos, you can make a call, you can send an email, you can make a documents, and you can also find the directions. You can take even one more thing I forgot to mention, the torch light. That is also available in the market, in the mobile phone. You can find out the time, and even you can use it as a computers. All these things are possible. Now we can see this. All these products are also available, but you can see this, that one product satisfy all the needs. That means that how this has come. In 1995 and all, when the mobile phone was introduced in India, I think the first brand is Motorola. The Motorola was the first brand. So it was in the form of like a big soap box. It will be around some 300 to 400 kg. Sorry, 300 to 400 grams. It will be weight. You cannot see, you cannot share, you cannot take a picture. There will be only one music. There will even the ringtone will be in the form of one music only. Later on stages, they introduced Nokia. We can say one of the big, transformation was made by Nokia with the 1100 type of mobiles. You can play games. The famous game, you can say that snakes. And later on says they introduced a color mobile phone. And what happened that time, when camera phone was introduced, you can take a camera, you can use a camera, but you cannot use an Android. You cannot send a mail. That was a problem. You can type the messages. And before that also, there was one more invention. We call it as a pager. People used to send the message to the pages. But now we can see that all these pages are disruptive innovation. Pager is one type of disruptive innovation, but there is no pager at all. Nowadays, people, they don't use pager. It is not available in the market. Nobody is using it. So similarly, you can see this. A mobile phone has replaced all the gadgets like a camera, a Walkman, a torchlight, a telephone, computer, compass, radio, watch, and even the post also, mail. Now you can see, because during that time when you want to send a mail, you have to write in the postcard. It will cost 50 paise, or even for an inland letter 3 rupees or something like that. You have to paste a 5 rupees stamp, or you have to go to the post office. All these things are now totally reduced. Now everything is available in your hands. You can chat, you can see the picture, you can have a live picture, live motion, live videos. A person with a person in America or even in foreign countries, you can take all these things. That is because of this innovation. So what is the basic thing? What are the steps that is followed, stages of innovation? So I told you in the earliest slide itself that for making an innovation, Even it is an existing product or if it is a new product, first there must be an idea. There must be an idea. What best we can do? How can we generate an idea? Only when there is a problem. So problem identification leads to idea generation. And this idea generation, what you do, you have to develop this idea to make it as an innovative product. So that is mobilization. Then you have to screen up because you may have a lot of ideas. For example, if you want to invent a product, if you want to innovate a product, normally you have different ideas. You have to choose the best idea, that is called as a screening, and you have to try a prototype. I think nowadays this IPR, when the IPR is introduced in IAC, the prototype and startup is becoming important. So you have to make a startup and you have to make a development, you have to try with the product and you have to go for a test marketing. And once you get a successful result with the test marketing, then you can come out with the commercialization. And also once it becomes a commercialization, then you have to implement all over the world. That is called as marketing. And my question is can we make an innovation always which gives a success? Can anyone can answer? Can all innovations can give a success? Anybody? Any answers, sir, please? Is there any failure product? Is there any innovative failure product? Answer, sir? Okay. So I'll give you an example for this. I think during 90s and all, I think Yappan sir, you may know that, you may be aware of it. There was a product in Pepsi which is available in blue. Am I right, sir? Have you seen this product? Did you saw this product? Pepsi Blue. Normally Pepsi will be in brown in color. Pepsi Blue was introduced. Actually, what was the reason is, that time actually Pepsi was a brand ambassador for cricket. Normally, they were the brand sponsor for this cricket matches. That time, during this, when they changed over from this white color jerseys to colored jersey, Indian team was given a blue color. So in order to attract these things, in order to gain a market, what happened? They introduced a Pepsi Blue. A Pepsi Blue color. I think you can search with in Google also, Pepsi Blue. They introduced the innovation. That means that they want to make an innovative product which gives in blue color to attract the people who loves the cricket. But it has become a very big failure. It has become a very big failure. It is an innovation, but what was the problem is, that time, I think people understand that the kerosene which was supplied in the ration shop in a normal area, it was in blue color. Am I right, sir? The kerosene. So what happened? Our people, normally Indians, have a practice of using the old bottles. Normally that's like a Pepsi bottle. They use it for water, taking water or carrying water to different places. They will not throw the bottle. They will not destroy the bottle. Normally they use it for second time or third time, or even sometimes they use it continuously also. So what happened? People get confused whether it is a Pepsi or a kerosene. So when it was introduced in the market, the test marketing was good, but actually what happened, when they made it a commercial one, it has become a failure. Immediately they withdrawn the product, Pepsi Blue. Nowadays the Pepsi Blue is not available. So sometimes the innovation may also be failure. But that is why I tell you that it should give a value to the consumer. Not only an innovation means not creating a product, it should be value to the consumer, as well as it should be marketable. It should be marketed. It should be introduced in the form of a product. Someone should be ready to take this innovation into a product. Otherwise, the innovation it's of no use. And the customer or your consumer must also use it. It should give a value. If there is some problem, if the customer satisfaction is not there, then there is no meaning of innovation. So that is a problem. So now you can see that why entrepreneurship is very important, because any innovation, because I'm coming to the point of innovation with entrepreneurship, and entrepreneurship lies on the innovation, and good entrepreneurship lies on the innovative products, because you cannot have the same product for the lifetime. So you need some developments. In Tamil we say that something like that we say. You cannot have the same product for lifetime. Even in the any product for the matter, any article or material, or even in the education also. Now, traditional education has been slowly, Gurukulam education has been introduced in the form of changed into a traditional education. And now we can see that's online education. Now we are able to have education through online, through Google or something like that. So you need to have an innovation. And if any entrepreneur wants to utilize that innovation into a product, he needs an innovation. So definitely an entrepreneurship depends on the innovation, and an innovation depends on the entrepreneurship, because any product which is innovated has to be marketed. So you need an entrepreneur. So the entrepreneurship and innovations, they have to join hands together for making the product successful. It gives a benefit for both an innovator as well as for the marketer. So one good example I can see this. This is a good example of entrepreneurship. Normally we used to say, we used to take a tender coconut and say, Tamil we say Elani, wherever when you have a, when you want to have a, what is called as a, if you are feeling hot, you will take a tender coconut in some of the in the temples or something like that, in markets or something like that, you just to reduce this thing. Now, someone has thought this, why can't we make it in the form of a, why you have to cut down, why you have to, what is called as remove this, what's called as it takes up, it occupies the space, and moreover, it is not, when it is not available, because normally during this jaundice period and all, they feel it difficult. So some entrepreneurship has thought that, why can't we make this tender coconut in the form of a product? Because nobody thought it, but someone has thought it, and finally he brought the product. Now the tender coconut is available. Even you can say the juice of the tender coconut is available in the form of a bottle. It is available in the bottle at any time you can take. Similarly, we can say that mangoes. Now we can say maza. But actually, maza is actually, it is not a mango pulp. It is only a artificial juice. But since you can have the taste of mango, so there are certain products which is seasonal, wherein you cannot get the products all the time. So what happens? Normally, you have to bring the product, you have to innovate it, and you have to make it to the, you have to change this thing. And now it should be available in the market. So the goal of entrepreneurship is to transform the idea. He has to transform the concept in the form of a product, and that has to be marketed or for better satisfaction. Similarly, one more product, I think many people will can say that, sorry, idha koduma sir pannuvaanga. You see this, the first one is a cow dung. Tamil we say varati. Nobody thought it. Varati, actually, what is the problem? It is nothing, it's just a dried cow dung. But what happens is now varati, people actually, when there is a rainy season, when they want to perform, because during this olden days and all, this variety, this we call it as the cow dung cakes were being used for this cooking or for heating waters or something like that, boilers and all. So during rainy seasons, you cannot dry this cow dung. So what happens? So normally they will not get it. You have to store it in a house for a long time. That becomes a problem. So someone thought this, why don't you make it in the form of some marketing products? And they brought this cow dung cakes. And now you can see this in many of the pujas, Hindu pujas performed by Hindus. You can see this, the cow dung cakes is available in the market readily in the form of a packet. And you know what is the cost of this cow dung packet? Normally, the cow dung, normally it was costing around some 2 rupees or 3 rupees. But now, the 4 cow dung piece, it is costing 100 rupees now. You can check with the market also. See, someone is able to make this in the form of a product, and they are able to market this product. Because people doesn't want, because of, in cities and all, where they will go for a cow dung. It is not possible. So you have to go for a market, you can ask for cow dung cake is available, readily available in the form of a cake, in the form of a circular shape. And someone has thought this, why don't we make it in the form of a, because normally this cow dung will have this, we can say that it will not have a fragrance. So someone added some fragrance, and now we can say one of the films like Tiruvada will say that Oru Veraga Ericha, Savada Vasana, Oru Veraga Ericha, Sandana Vasana, something like that. Now it is available in the form of a different fragrances. Now the same cow dung, the innovative, what's called the raw material is the cow dung, but they grind it, they crush it, they make it in the form of a cake, they add a fragrance. Now it is marketed in the form of a cow dung cakes with the inserts like I would call this with the fragrance, different fragrance, even like sambrani also. And the second picture, you can see this, normally we used to use it during this Kartike Deepam and all, they use this made of mud. But what was the problem? Normally, what happens? You have to take a week. Sometimes there is a chance of flow of there's a spilling of oil. It is costly, and you cannot say what happens. It also stains the floor and all. So later on stages, what happened? They now during 90s and all, you can see that the houses during for Kartika Devam they used to have a wax candles or wax Devams like this. And now with advanced technology, what happened? There is a what's called as a Devam like this is available, which is electronic. What happens? Just you pour a water. No need to add oil. No need to have a wick. Just pour a water. There will be a connector. There will be electrodes will be there. Normally it will glow. Now it is available. This is an innovation. The process is same, but someone thought it in the form of a different product. They brought it in the form of a different product. But this will not stop. This will not stop. Someone will find out some solution for the problem, which is for this electrical lamps or even for the fragrance cow dung and all. They will find out new product. And one more thing I can say, the next one. When you want to go for a hotel, normally you used to go along with the family. You will order the thing. You have to wait for the order. And moreover, you have a taste, there will be crowded, you have to wait for the table, all these things. But now what happens? The 2 people, 3 people like Zomato, Swiggy and Uber, they are ruling the entire India. Now, wherever you want to have a taste, different taste. For example, if you want to have a Saranavan product, you can take a Saranavan. At the same time, if you want 2 products, one from Saranavan, one from Aryananda Bhavan, or one from some Tapakata biryani or something like that. All these things are available at a time in your home. So someone thought, but this is actually an idea during the Corona period. Someone thought that we cannot stop the hotels. We can develop some innovative ideas. We can make it possible. And they introduced this Zomato, Swiggy orders. And now you can see that it also gives a opportunity, what's called as placement opportunity, job opportunity for the people. And also someone is the app people like Zomato, Swiggy, they are also gaining. And even the hotel people also gaining. For example, if you are in Anna Nagar, if you want a product in KK Nagar, you can get the product. So the hotel fellows are also getting benefit. The customer also getting it is a win-win situation. It is one type of innovation. So here, not only the innovation is done, the entrepreneurship. Someone who made this app, like Call Taxi, someone made this app because he's not the owner. Many people know that the what's called the best track or fast track or Uber, what's called Uber, Ola, whatever it may be. They are not the owners of the cars. They don't have even a single car. But what happens? They are able to get the car. They are able to satisfy the customer. They made innovative ideas. They are also earning it. So the entrepreneurship is nothing but creating or making a concept into a marketing product. That's all. And the last one, this is a thing. Normally, during 90s and all, if you want to go to a bank, you have to go to a bank, you have to stand in a queue. It takes just for taking your money, it may be 100 rupees or even 50 rupees or 1000 rupees. You have to wait, you have to fill up the form, you have to give it to the cashier. The cashier will send what is called as the form to the manager. He will verify in the ledger and it will take around some 1 hour or 2 hours. There will be token will be given. They will call me the token. You have to take all these things. But now, what happened? There is a small innovation. They thought that why we want to make a customer come to the bank. So they introduced an ATM, anytime money, or it's an automatic teller machine. We call it as both side. So now you can take a money. What is the advantage of this thing? There is no need to keep the money in your pocket. And also, there was a problem in this ATM because sometimes the ATM machine will not function, or sometimes you have to wait in a queue, or sometimes there is a chance of what's called pickpockets or something like that. So someone thought this and they made it another thing. These banking transactions can be done like lending a cash or giving a cash or paying the cash or even what's called as debiting the cash or whatever it may be. You can done with the help of a small app like now you can see that's the GPay, Paytm, PhonePe, all these things are available. So it is an innovation and someone made it as the entrepreneurs made it as a product. Now how many other people, now you can see that how many other people are going for the bank nowadays? Nobody. Even for the entry of passbook also they don't go. So it becomes comfortable for the people, and bank people also they are comfortable because almost previously during 90s and all, almost a bank will have 45 to 50 employees, but now only 4 to 5 employees. So bank is also comfortable. There is no need of work, just the entry and exit. That's all. All these things are made possible. And the next one is this is a case study failure of case study. What is the problem? Because I told you that entrepreneurship, all innovations will not be success. And if you don't adopt the innovation, if you don't adapt to the conditions of innovation, then you'll get away from the market. One good example is I told you this is a Konica and Kodak films which was available in 90s. Everyone will have a camera, everyone will purchase the film. You have to take a photo, you have to give the film roll into the lab. They will wash it and what's called they will develop it and they will print it and they will give an album. It takes around 3 to 4 days. But now, if you are taking the photo, the next second you can take a printout. The next second you can take a printout of the photo. So it saves them. But what happens is that now the Kodak and Konica, it's not at all available in the market. That is because they are resistant or they thought that the products will be always in the market and there will not be innovation. But with the introduction of a digital camera, there's two products which was leading in the market, which was earning like anything. It's not there. Similarly, Nokia has closed the company because they don't want to. They thought that that is the final stage of innovation. But when Android mobile was introduced, the entire Nokia has gone. I think now Nokia is slowly picking up and now they want to have some innovative products for these things. So that's why I'm telling you that innovation means that you have to adapt to the innovation and you have to accept this innovation. You have to make it in the form of a marketable product with the help of your entrepreneurship. So I think to some extent I can make this session workful. I think so. Nipun sir? Yeah. Any questions or any questions that you can ask? Any questions you can ask?
Participants, is there any queries you can ask?
Suppose if they want to ask in Tamil also, Tamil or Telugu, I can answer, sir, because I can give you explanation for this thing. If you want to ask anything in Tamil or Telugu.
Is there any questions, queries?
My request is actually as a budding engineers or as a budding graduates, always remember that the world is developing with innovation. And now I think IICs, Innovation Council has been set up all over the India. Almost some 20,000 institutions have become a member of this thing. And because the Ministry of Education has identified that the innovation and the creativity and startup and entrepreneurship can be done only with the help of the colleges, only from the colleges. So they introduce all in the IIC Council, they do a lot of activities. IIC calendar activity, self-development activity, like MIC driven activity, and important days, and all these things they do. And they are getting, every institution is struggling to get the star rating. So my request is, as a student, as a faculty, all should work towards innovation, and everyone should utilize this innovation and make it a product, because because if, just one person cannot have an idea, but if you discuss about the problem, someone may get the idea, and that idea may be placed with some other person. So the idea gives the value. You can make it as a patent. If you have a better idea, a design, you can make it as a patent. And if you patent it, you can get the royalty. If you are getting a grant of patent, you can get the royalty for the product, and you can introduce it in the market. So that is also possible. But everything starts with creativity and innovation. When innovation continues, then you can you can do wonders with the world. Okay, thank you so much, sir. I think if there is any query, I can answer.
Is there any queries? Participants, is there any queries?
You can ask, no problem. I think Muhammad Fagin, one person has raised the hand, sir.
Pardon me, sir, do you have any queries, sir? Muhammad Fahim. Do you have any queries?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. Sukirta ma'am, do you have any queries?
Thank you, Professor. Very nice presentation. Only we have all the products come to innovation. We already know that, but we have, if you are presenting the mode that we have know that these are all the products like that. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge. You said all area like food, you have started from the grinder and you are ending with cameras, Nokia
Banks.
camera, ends with bank. I think so. You can complete your slide with camera. And how can you think about human beings around human beings also? It is being also robot also came today. You have any other ideas for giving some suggestion? What is the upcoming innovatives? Whether other product in different that you what you have to suggest it?
Madam, actually, the innovation, there is no end for innovation. So, normally, even in the services, because in the products and services, because this is not the end for innovation. So, we can expect someone, because as I rightly said, that robotics is also getting now, you can see this blockchain technology, artificial intelligence is growing in a very faster, they are growing it faster. So, now lot of developments are coming, and now a lot of apps are coming. So, that makes the process very simple. And even I think recently I also saw a robo which is doing all the activities of a man, all the activities. So they are going to introduce. I think it is it may be around. It may be costing around 1 lakh. It will do all the homeworks like what's called washing the utensils or even all homemade work. All these things they can do. So we can expect these things. And the first, when they introduce the first, normally the for the patents and all, the products will be costly. But once it comes to the market, they can expect some more products or some more developments, because the first introduced product will not be the final one normally. So we can also expect a lot of innovations on these things. So it is not too far. So we do have a lot of chances for innovation, not only in products but also in services like banking sector. Because nobody thought when the COVID pandemic was there, we will have an education through Google Classroom or Zoom platform and all. So we also know some. We also started what is called accustomed to the new technology. Now people, any teacher or any person, any student will be well versed with this thing. So innovation is always there. So someone has made his product like a Zoom and Google platform. They made it a product. They introduced for giving a solution for the problem during this COVID pandemic, and that also been marketed now. We are just like that. We are using this Teams, Microsoft Teams, or even Google platform in all the cases. Even for seminars also we use this thing, because we used to conduct the conferences in Google platform. We can have a live presentations. All these things are possible. Because before COVID pandemic and all, it was now this much of platforms were not available. So it is not the end. So normally you can also expect more innovations from the existing product. I think I answered your query.
Thank you so much, Professor. You can
Thank you.
share your knowledge if upcoming days. We want your speech. We are getting more knowledge about this innovation.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you,
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Sir, Ayyappan sir, actually for taking the photographs, geotag photographs, if you can take a photo, you can ask some persons to open the camera. Yeah. Because for IAC report, it is essential. Am I right, sir? Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, shall we propose vote of thanks, sir?
Yeah, yes, sir. If there is no query, then go ahead, sir.
Okay, sir. Good evening to one and all present here. So, on behalf of management, principal, HOD, staff and students of St.Mother Engineering College, I thank Dr. Meenakshi Sundaram sir, who has presented the topic of innovation and entrepreneurship in a very nice manner. Also, I thank all the participants. Even though it is a weekend, your active participation has encouraged us to conduct such more programs. So thank you so much. Thank you everyone. Thank you, sir. I will talk to you somewhat later.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Participants, I will post the feedback link now. All of you fill the feedback, and within 2 minutes I will send the certificate. Sir, I will contact you later, sir.